This is a colouring page from Jasmine's book, A Fantasy Adventure. I'm showing my own colouring of this page. Hey guys, I've just put together this video tutorial. It is the very first one I've done, so I do apologise if my arm is over the picture a few times, and if something's not clear, you could just let me know. That'd be great. I am using xpress blended card in this image. Unfortunately, I had trouble blending in the actual books, but of course, you know, I love the images, so I've just transferred it onto xpress blended card. I'm using Copic Markers here. You can pick any colours that you would like. Just really putting together what I've actually done, and hopefully you can learn something. If you have any questions, as I said, just ask. Now I'm using the first Copic marker. I start from darkest to lightest. I'm doing the skin first. I usually do start with the skin just because it's in the middle of the picture. It's just easier to go from inwards out. I'm using, for all of the shadow areas, E04. This just gives you depth, shadow to the picture. It helps you to show light source, things like that. I'm pretty rough through this. I actually probably don't do anything really neatly, so it usually it blends in well with this paper, so I don't need to sort of concentrate on how perfect I'm doing my lines and things like that. So yeah, just have a go anywhere where you think that there should be shadow areas. This is where I would use this colour. Here I just wanted to point out that the mouth and nose and cheeks and things like that, you might have a specific way that you'd like that to look. I've just done this particular way at this time, but others I've just done a button nose or a different sort of shaped lip. Anywhere that you put the dark areas will help you shape and contour it. Just yeah, do what you feel like you need to do in this area. But it is up to you and whatever you would like it to look like. I'm just going to swap now to the next Copic marker colour with E11. I'm just going to blend this out. I just keep going over the darker colour, the E04, just to get rid of the line. As I said before, pretty rough here. Most of the darker colours do desaturate, and you can't see the lines and things like that as you go further on. Just as it's going on, you might notice that I do a couple of layers, I guess you would call them. If you feel that you need to darken the shadow areas up, things like that, you just keep going over it until you get the look that you were looking for. may notice here that I haven't gone as deep in or as thick in some of the areas on her chest and on her arms. The reason for that is because I wanted to try and make a little bit of a glow on the skin, so later on I will add another colour to give it a little bit of a glow. Just swapping to the next lightest colour, which is E21, just the same as before, going over that previous colour, just getting rid of the lines. I do go over right through back to the darker colour, so just going over the whole lot there. Still leaving white areas because I've still got 2 more colours to go. Obviously we've got the next colour and then we've got the highlight colour, so yeah, just keep moving along until you've done this colour and then we'll move to the next one. moving to the next lightest colour now. We've got EO or E00, just the same as before, just going over that colour. We're trying to lighten the highlights up now. We've really only got the one colour to go, so I do only leave a small gap for the lighter colour, and then it all goes over the top of all the colour again on the next level as well. So now we're coming in with our E000. This is the last colour I do use on the skin. Just going over everything that we've just done. As I said before, you may notice that those darker colours are now becoming quite light. You may like to go over those again and do all the colours from dark to light again. It's up to you. I think I do in this part here. So look, sometimes I finish it and think, look, I think I need to go over it again. So yeah, just don't be afraid. The more you go over it, the deeper the colour is going to be. Usually the more contoured it looks. So as I said before, I usually do go over it again, but I decided just to do some more of the highlight colours that I was talking about before, so the bit of a glow. I'm using G000 just to give the skin a little bit of a glow off the dragon. So obviously the dragon's going to be green, blue and purple. So I'll just use these colours now to go over the areas of the skin where the dragon's actually touching or near. Just moving to BG 40 or BG 000, whichever one that you've got. As I said, this is where the blue, green or blue will be. So I've just used this here. And then I've used V 000 coming up now to do the purple areas. The V 000 didn't really come up that much on the skin because it's quite a light colour. But yeah, it's just in there around the arms where the tail is. Now I just grabbed the E000 again just to blend those colours in, so there's no sort of obvious line where the other colour stops. It helps just to blend it and smooth it out. Now I'm just going to do some blush and eyeliner on the eyes and on the cheeks. I'm using R21 first. Just doing a bit of a line where I want the rest of the colour to go, down under the cheeks there as well. A little bit on the eyes. Then I'm just lightening it up with R20, just going a little bit further out over that. We're just going to come back over that now with E000 again. I always try to go back over with E000 just to make it look like it's blended and smooth on the skin. So anything that you do add to the skin or any colours that you do add, it's a great idea to sort of add this over the top just to give it that smooth look again. I'm just going to use some R22 under the eyes there to bring it forward a little bit. I do sometimes just bring in random colours, so I do apologise if I miss any on the way. I am then going to start on the lips after this. Okay, so I've got R85. Just put a little bit more in the eyes. I am going to use the same R85 to do the darker part of the lips, so this will be the shade area. I just go around the lips here and I just sort of flick the marker inwards to give it more depth, give it the lined look. And obviously lips aren't completely smooth, they've got little cracks and lines all through them. So yeah, I just flick that through there, just using the tip of the marker. Just coming over the R85 now with R22. Just lighten up the areas where I've put that, so in the eyes and in the mouth. Just on the lips, just doing the same thing with the flicking, just following what you've already done over the top there. Then coming in again with the R21 this time, a little bit lighter again, going back over that again. Similar way that I've done the skin, just doing those areas as well. Try to leave a bit of a white gap in the lip for the highlight. I will put Posca or gel pen over that later on, but just keep it a little bit lighter there. Coming back over again with the R20 just to bring it down to the lightest colour there. And here I decided that the shadow areas weren't dark enough, so I'm just going back in with all of the previous colours, starting with the E04 right through to the E000 again, just to give us a little bit more depth in that skin colour there. When you're happy with the skin there, I'm going to move on to the dragon. So I'm using G09 to do all the shadow areas of the dragon. So some of the lines that are already there, I've just gone over deeper with this colour. Some I've filled in further. So yeah, wherever you feel again the shadow should be is where you would fill out. I didn't realise at the time when I was doing this that that particular area there was supposed to be the horn, so I do go back over that again later on, but yeah, just move along where you think that the darker line should be, where the shadow should be, where it should show that there's a crease line, anything like that. Now I am just doing the head and the front of the body in green, so you'll see that I've done parts of it here. Just where I want the green parts to be, and then obviously I'm going to go back in with the other colours as we get further on. Now coming in with a new colour, G07, just the same as what we've done with the skin. We're just moving forward into the highlighted areas, going over the darker areas to give it shade, depth, contouring, things like that. So yeah, just keep moving along. Moving to the next lightest colour, G05. Majority of the colour is going to be this G05, so I do go fairly deep in, so only leaving a little bit of white area. And then we're moving into G02, just keep going further in. And I go over all of the white areas now. I just go over some of the darker areas again now, starting with G05, and I move forward or down the colour, sorry, I should say up the colours again, all the way back up to the 02. As I said before, the more layers that you get, the more depth you get in that face. We've got G02 again. And then I'm going to go G000 over those highlighted areas again. I'm now going to start with the blues, so I'm doing BG09. I like the blue greens because it seemed to blend better with the green, so that's what I've gone for here. So same as before, we just want to go over all of the shadow areas with this darker colour first, giving our shadows in depth. I just wanted to add here too that all of the techniques that I've been using, I've learnt from Kit and Clatter. So if ever you'd like to do Kit and Clatter class, just let Elise know that I referred you. And yeah, she'll help you out with picking some classes. They've got great classes there, from marker class to pencils, just helping with technique and how even to hold your marker and things like that. So yeah, something great to have a think about. Great classes, would highly recommend them. I've learned, as I said, learned everything I know from Elise at Kit and Clatter. Just using G07 again now, just to put some lines in where I'm going to separate the two colours. So the front of the body, as I said before, we're doing as green, and the back is the blue-green. So I'm just going over that now with the G07. Just putting the little scale marks in now. I am going to be going over this with the lighter colours, so it's obviously going to just lighten up a bit, so you might want to wait till the end. It's up to you, wherever you want to do them. I've just done them here. I think it just creates a little bit more depth the more layers you do, as I said. So doing them early on, even though you are desaturating them, they're still going to give you more depth because you've got those extra layers. And coming back in with G05 to lighten up the G07 that we've just done on the green. And now again with the G02. And now G00 again. As you can see with what I've gone over this, the scales aren't that prominent, only the area is a little bit darker. So yeah, we'll go over these again later. Okay, we're coming back into the blue green, so we're going to do BG07 and go over the top of our BG09. And now we're going to go up to our BG05 and go over BG07 and BG09 again. Now we're going to come in with BG53. And then I've got our BG01. And I'm just going over all those highlighted areas and blending it a bit more. And I'm just going to do the same with G000. I'm just going to go over all of the highlights on the whole dragon. May even go over the blue a bit here as well. Now sometimes, as I said before, the darker areas can be saturated or desaturated, I should say. So I'm going to use G29 on all of the scales and all the shadow areas that need to be sort of darkened up a bit. And this will be just on the green area. And I'm going to use BG78 on all of the blue-green areas. So our dragon's starting to look really good now. Just going back over with those lighter colours. I missed a couple of bits on top of the head there. Just going to go back with the same colours we did before. The BG, the G05, G02, G00, and just fill those bits in again. And then we've just got the wings to do. I'm using V09 to do all the outlines on the wings. I had a little bit of technical difficulty, so just show you quickly here what I'd done. After the V09, I've then gone to V06 to lighten that up a little bit more, as you can see there. And just continuing up to the lightest colour again, I've got V04 and V01 for the last colour, or the lightest colour. And then I've gone back over the scales with the V09 in the darker colour again and lightened them up. And then we come for V04, which is lighter. And then V01 over all of the purple. And you'll just notice there that I just went up the tail a little bit with that V01 to blend it in with the other, the blue and the green. And then we'll just come back in with those colours all again, starting from V09 and working our way all the way down or up again to V01. Now, as I said before, it's up to you guys, but if you wanted to sort of put a bit more depth in, you can go back in with your darker colours, just bring those shadows in a bit darker, give you more depth. It's up to you. This is all individual taste, and whatever you feel comfortable with, or whatever you want it to look. You might have pastel colours and want it to be a lot lighter. You might not want to put as much depth into it. But look, as I said before, putting those extra layers on does help give it that more rounded and contoured look. So yeah, give it a go. And now we're going to start on the wing colour. I'm using RV09 to do the tops of the spots on the wings. I am going to leave the little spots white and go around those with black. So yeah, let's just do the RV09 and see how we go. We're going to blend that out with RV06, so just going over the top of the darker colour and bringing it down a little bit further. Okay, now I'm going to come in with our next colour. Just going to bring that down slightly with RV02. Now it doesn't really matter how far down you go with this one. I'm going to go back over it again with the next colour, but it's just to sort of give it a bit more blend so you can't see the transition between the two colours. It just sort of transitions nice. Now I'm going to bring in the new colour, which is YR14, so yellow red 14. Just going over the pink and down into the middle of the colour a bit. And now I've got YR12 or 12, and I'm just going to go over the whole lot there, again bringing it down further to the end of the colour bubble, I guess you call it. And then I'm bringing in Y15, so yellow 15. Just going to bring that down over the orange and to the end of the bubble. And then fill out all the other ones into that yellow as well. And then we bring in the black. Just going around all of the little coloured bubbles, and I'm leaving, as I said, the top spots, I'm going to leave them all white, and just do around those and put some Posca pen on them to brighten them up a bit after. sorry about my hand over this bit. Just doing the smaller bits now, and the top fin, I'm just going to put in my own lines, and also there's some fins on the back of the head there that I'm going to do the same thing. So I'll fill those in with colour first, and then line over them with the black. Now you just do need to just repeat this onto her wing. So this is the dragon wing, and the other side of the picture is her own wing. So just do exactly the same colours on that wing. Okay, so we've got a finished product here. Both wings are done, and we're going to start on our flowers. So I'm using RV09. You can use your own colours for this one. Just go with 3 colours, just a dark mid-tone and a highlight colour. As I said, any colour is fine. I mean, you don't have to follow these colours. You might also be using pencil. Obviously for pencil, the technique's slightly different, but it's the same theory. You just want to go from dark to light, making sure you get your shadows and your contours in there. So for these pink colours, for coloured flowers, I've used the same colour that was in the wing. So the RV09, RV06, and I've just used a bit of RV02 on the last bit there. I've just used YR14 for the shadow areas of the flower, and I'll do YR12 after this one. And then I'll just put that into the Y15, which is the same as the wings again. Coming into the purple flowers now, I'm using VO9, then down up to VO6, VO4, and then VO1, which is the same combination that I've used on the wings. Now I did miss recording the top left flower. It is Y15, Y04, Y02, and then I've used Y38 for the darker shadow areas. Now I've come back in on the pink flowers with RV69 because the colour had desaturated and I wanted to sort of bring it out a little bit more. So that's what I'm doing there. And just to blend that out a little bit further, I'm just going back over with RV09 and going up the scale to finish it off. So that will just, I think, give it more depth in the flower, make it stand out a little bit more, and it also blends in the RV69 so it doesn't stand out too much. Also I've gone over the purple flower again and the yellow again just to give it more depth as well. And I've just used the Y38 in the depth of the yellow flower there, the yellowy orange flower as well, just to give it more depth and make it stand out a bit more. So we've done most of the details of the picture now, and I'm just going to move on, put a little bit more highlights through on the dragon there, and we'll start on the hair and the highlight details. Now we're just going to start with the eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the middle pupil black. So I'm just going to go around that middle pupil, flicking outwards to give it that lined effect. And when you have a look at the iris, there is lines in it. So I'm just doing that flicking technique there on both of the eyes. And then I'm going to go on the outside of the iris and bring it inwards towards the middle. Okay, so just wanted to mention the colour that I was using here. I'm using G29 for that darker colour. Now I'm going to blend that out. So using the same flicking lines out with the next colour, which is YG09. As you can see, I am moving in towards the middle, leaving that gap still though. I'm moving on to YG06. I've just used it there on the top of the, underneath the lid there as well, just to fill that in a bit more, because that will give us a bit of shadow. And then I'm moving into the YG03 and just going a little bit further in there. Now this is our second last colour to fill in, so I'm coming really, really close now to the white area. The final colour I'm going to use is YG21, and I'm just going to bring that in over the top of all that, the white, still sort of flicking inwards towards the middle of the eye there, and back out again, just to get that lined look. Now, as I said before, you can change the colours up. You might want blue eyes or brown eyes, similar technique. You might want to add bits and pieces in. So I've actually added BG53 to give it a kind of bluey look as well. So I've just done that mainly, just a few flicks around the outside, and brought it in a little bit on the iris as well, on the inside there as well, just to sort of give it a bit more texture. I'm now just coming in with the black. I'm just going to fill in the middle of the eye there, all black. I'm also going to do the eyelashes black as well. I'm just going to follow the lines that are already there, just make them darker, put more depth into them so they don't look like they're printed. Now just going to keep using that black there, and I'm just going to outline the horns. There's horns on the tips of the wings and on the head, and as I said earlier on in the video, I did mistake that front part of the head there as part of the head and not a horn, so I did just go over that with black and fix that up. And I've done all the tips, the horns on the tips of the wings, the claws, everything that we sort of left off, I've now put detail into. Now you notice that I'm just doing outside edges of the black parts. I'm not going to do them full black. I'm going to go back in with C9, so that's Cool Grey 9. That's just to, so once I get to the white highlight bit, it sort of blends up a little bit. now I'm using C7 to bring that further into the highlight area, and then the highlight area I'm going to use white to go over. So this is going to be the highlight area. So this is where I'll use my white gel pen I've got here, and I've also got a white Posca pen as well, which I'll use intermittently. Look, this is really up to you as well. Wherever you feel there should be a highlight, I would use the white or the Posca pen just to highlight that area. So I've done the claws and the horn parts of the wings with just a stripe of white there. Now I'm coming in with the Posca pen, just going to put some lines in, fill out the spots on the wings. I'm also going to do her eyes, the white highlight across her eyes, just to fill, to show where the light's hitting on the eyes and on the nose and the mouth. I'm just going to fill the dragon's eye with C3, and then I'm going to go over it with white. Just done a few spots around the eyes there as well. I'm just going to bring in the R85 again. I just wanted to put a little bit of darker pink just next to the highlights that I've just done, help them stand out a little bit more. Now just some shading under the eyelids of the whites of the eyes. I've just put C3 just around the edges. I've also come in then with C0 and then I've used the clear blending marker to come in and just blend that into the white. So as you can see, I've just done the lines in the eyes, and I just I thought maybe I'd try and lighten up that black a little bit with a bit of C9, because obviously the light's reflecting there a little bit. Yeah, and then I've gone down to do the wings again. I just want to put some white lines on the little bubble parts to make them look curved and shiny. So I've just filled those all out. So after doing that, I wanted to bring those scales a little bit like forward a bit. So I've added a little bit of white gel pen, and all I've done is just smudge them a little bit with my finger, just to sort of bleed them in a little bit. I've just done that on all of the scales to bring them out a bit. And I've just blended some white out into the tail there as well, just smudging it a little bit so it's not a defined white line. As I said, these little white spots and highlight areas are, you know, up to you, individual choice. I've just sort of pop spots around on the flowers, on the eyes, just to get them little flecks of light. You might like to do like little sparkles with little crosses on them to make them look like little sparkles on the eye or the flowers. It's really just, I guess, up to you, whatever you want to do, whatever you think will bring it out in your own individual style. Now I realised that the ear wasn't done, so I've just gone over that with the skin colours to have that done, and then I'm going to move down to the dress that she's wearing, and then we'll move into the hair. So I'm just going to go into the dress that she's wearing down here. I'm just going to use the B90s. So I've got B99, B97, B95, B93 and B91. I'm just going to go over the shadow areas and the creases with the B99 and then move into the lighter colours from there. I did have to go over this a couple of times to get it to blend smoothly, possibly because of the darker colours. But yeah, just go over it to how many times you want to. You can add other colours into it if you wanted to make it a blue-purple dress. You can mix purple through with it as well. Just play with the colours and do what you feel feels right. Just moving into the hair. Originally I was going to do V25, V22 and V20, but sort of blended in too well, so I've had to add a darker colour into the mix. So as you see as I go through, so with the first colour there, I've got V25. I'm just going around the flowers in her hair and adding some streaks of hair through into that. So just flicking the marker there to get the streaks in there. So I've done that all over the head, some coming from the middle part, some coming from the flowers, some coming from the side of the head. Depends on which direction the hair's flowing, obviously, things like that. So yeah, just line it in and off you go. As I was lining in the hair there, I've noticed that there's a bit of a part there that's supposed to be skin, so I've just stopped the hair just to do the skin bit there with the skin colours again. Look, I actually didn't record doing the eyebrows either. I've just done the eyebrows, the V25, to match the hair. So there's little bits and pieces that you may miss, as is like the ear, one of the little horns on the wing I missed, came back to it later. So you'll notice those things as you're starting to fill it in, because the white's disappearing off the page, so you'll start to notice those things. So just as you go along, make sure you fill those things in. So I've done all of the hair. Now the hair does take a while. It's probably what took me the longest on the whole picture. I'm using V22 next, and all I'm doing is going over the previous lines that I've already made and just making them a little bit longer and a little bit thicker, and just doing that to blend it over the whole head again. So done all that. Now I'm just going to go on to the next colour, which was V20. Now as you can already start to see, there's not a lot of definition between the strokes, and it's starting to blend in as one colour, which is not really what I wanted. I wanted to have the streaky kind of look. So once I finish this, I'll then go over with the next colour. So for the darker strokes in the hair, I decided to go with the same colours that were in the dragons. I'm using V09. And I just bring the V09 in like I did with the first colour. I'm just going to go and line the whole head again. And then I will go over those darker strokes then with the other colours again. So now I'm just going to go back over the V09 with V25 and do the whole thing again. So just extending, making those lines longer and a little bit thicker, and it'll be desaturating that colour so it won't be as bright as it was when I first put it down as well. So after doing that colour, I've then gone to the next colour, which was V22 again, and just exactly the same thing. So making the lines longer and thicker, and yeah, filling out the rest of the hair. We'll then go over the highlight bits with the V20, and then I will show you what I did to get the lighter colours in the hair. And then again with the V20. So I've come to the final part of the hair now, finishing that off. I've got my white gel pen again. And all I'm doing is going to the highlighted area, so the lightest part, and I'm just putting a line and just smudging it with my finger. I've just done that all over the hair where the highlight areas are, just to give it that shine off the darker colour. And I've just done it all over. I've just used the white Posca pen to further highlight that area. And I've just further highlighted all the white just to make sure they are white. Sometimes the colour can show underneath, so yeah, I've just gone over those bits again, made them a bit brighter. So we've done most of the picture. Just wanted to do a little bit of the background. I've used C2. It's a good colour, matches with her hair being in the grey purple colours. So I've just done that all the way around her arm and up the top near her head. So that's all finished now. I just wanted to thank Jasmine for doing this beautiful picture for us. If we hadn't have had that, we wouldn't have been able to do this beautiful colouring. Thanks, guys.